Well, good morning, everybody. Hey, hi, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. You are in our Stitchuation room. This is a Monday through Friday virtual stitching retreat where you follow me along on my sewing journey, and I hope I inspire you to get something under the needle. I see Patty's going to a Judy Niemeyer retreat. Yay, how exciting! Oh my goodness. I am in utter awe of that lady. She is a genius when it comes to quilting and patterns and all of that. That has got to be so incredibly exciting. That's wonderful. Hi, Harriet. Good morning. Good morning. Awesome. Great to see everybody here this morning. All my Texas girls are in the house. Whoop, right? Nice to do. Inspire is what I do for you. Well, good, Killian. I'm glad. I'm glad. That's all I'm here for. Just telling you, come on, go do it. You can do it. That's wonderful. So yesterday, what did I accomplish yesterday? Well, one of the big things I did yesterday was I managed to completely dump this on the floor. I bumped into it and it hit the floor in a heap. So that took me about 10, 15 minutes to put it all back together. Unplanned, right? Definitely not on the schedule yesterday. I also was able to, with Harriet's help, got all of the monsters and the word blocks stitched in the ditch on the long arm yesterday. And now I'm doing the final around the outside of the black and white stripe inner border. And it is basted and it's about ready to come off the long arm. So today I will be cutting the binding for it. And I will probably use my groovy long arm binding ruler to go ahead and just get it bound, put the binding on while it's on the long arm and then cut it off. I might finish the stitching tomorrow. So yay, good for you, crafting. I'm glad you made it. Crafting a Planned Life. Nice name, nice screen name. I did spend 20 minutes getting my little half of my sheep's head, right? For woolly wall hanging. This was 20 minutes yesterday, making sure that was all right. And plan on doing some more of that today. And then also did get the binding on the August Cat in Flowers block. This is, excuse me, let me get this off here. This is a snap-a-K project that I did. This is from On Wander Lane's August Sunflower Slope. And the backing is extra that I had from a Lori Holt quilt. And I put my little label on it. My labels come from Dutch Label Shop, non-affiliated. And then, of course, my little hanging triangle on there that is now my new favorite way to be able to hang quilts. So awesome. Awesome. Looks like you guys are getting some work done in your sewing rooms. I'm glad to hear that. All right. Frito's running around here somewhere. She'll be around in a minute. Okay. Let me get a swig of coffee. I did not get my sashings cut for Scarecrow. Although, and that hanger is Ackfeld wire. And Ackfeld wire, again, non-affiliated, y'all. They make a gazillion different kinds of wire hangers for your little projects, and I encourage you to go check them out. They're really very good. So, all right, the title of today's video is the Quilty Box, not Quilty Box, the Sew Sampler Box reveal for July. They released it yesterday. Do I have a visit on how I make my hanging triangle? So that crafting, that is so Laura Koya from is it So Easy? It's So Easy, So Very Easy. I can't remember. She, one of you sent me a video on how she does that. And it's really simple. You take a square, okay, and you fold it into a triangle, fold it in half diagonally into a triangle, and then fold that in half diagonally into a triangle. And you put the long edge up underneath the edge of the binding. So what you essentially get So this finished at 6.5. So I started with a 6-inch triangle, which gave me, this changes your life, you guys. This is life-changing stuff right here. If you detest sleeves like I do, okay, so this 6-inch triangle, it just tucked up right inside, and I bind by machine. All right, so I sew my binding to the front, and then I fold it over and I stitch in the ditch from the front. Okay. And then the back of it, I make sure that this is up in there, and then my little label. So for the measuring for this, like this is a 6.5-inch square. So I did a 6-inch square triangle, which left me 1/4 of an inch away from each end. It just wasn't quite big enough. And then I don't have the bulk in there when I go to stitch it down. So for larger quilts, so like if my quilt was 38 or 40 across, right, I would use, 4 8-inch or 5 7-inch, one in the center to make sure you don't have a droop on those heavier quilts, and then 2 on either side of it and 2 in the corners, just evenly spaced. There's no particular math number like that. So this is very, very, very handy. All right. Scotty Dog is in the kitchen, mixed bagels and fresh fruit. Yay. We've got a virtual kitchen, just like there is a kitchen at every stitching retreat. Please wander over there, make yourselves at home. You can have anything you want. There is hot coffee. Hit the thumbs up button on your way in if you wouldn't mind. It's very helpful to the channel. Thank you. Awesome. Awesome. So yeah. And then all you have to do is just take a couple of stitches with a needle and stitch down that little point. That's it. And you're done. So again, life-changing. Very, yeah. My son was asking me because I gave that quilt to him from Songbook. Well, hi, Frito. Hello, baby girl. Is Dave in here or is he working? Dave sent Frito some mail. We got Frito mail yesterday. Hold on. My camera. I need it. There she is. Hi, babies. Do you want your goldfish? Is Dave here? I wanted to do it with Dave. Okay. There you go, sweet girl. This is our little rescue. Got her from the no-kill shelter. He might be working, but Frito got mail yesterday. We got Frito mail. He sent her, hey, she's not trained for this. Look what he sent. Look what he sent. Poppers. What do we got, Frito? What is this? We got a little box that says, open a box and share some love. This is so cute. Look what we got. Frito, what's in here? Oh, there's another package. Oh, what is that? What is that, Frito? Hold on. What do we got? What do we got? What is that? Do you want that? Oh, good girl. Frito visit there. Hi, Dave. I'm here. He says I'm here. Well, that was very nice of you. Thank you so much. These are awesome. I've never seen these. They're called sneaky snacks. That's what my husband calls appetizers, sneaky snacks. Very, very nice. Thank you very much, Dave. There is, yeah, he's here. Frito visit. I'm here. He says, sweet little Frito. I'm going to read your note. As we approach the 1-year anniversary of your debut on YouTube, I want to be among the first of your adoring fans, followers to recognize your stardom. Do you see that? Yes, he's so sweet. Yes. All right. I've enclosed a small token, which I hope you will enjoy on your morning broadcast. You bring so much joy and happiness to many. X's and O's, Dave. Very nice. Thank you, Dave. She is a lucky dog. We were on our way home from the shelter when we got her. And I looked back at her in the back seat and I said, you just hit the jackpot, dog. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So yeah, that's very nice of you. Thank you. Okay. They're probably better for her than those goldfish, I'm sure. It says no wheat, no corn, no soy. So I don't know what's in them. Oven baked. What are they? Peanut butter. They're peanut butter. Yeah. What do you think of that? You like it? Did you like it? You're a sweet girl. She's like, can I have another one? No. That's Ackfeld, Linda. It's Ackfeld. They do sell on Amazon, or you can go, if you go directly to ackfeldwire.com, you can see they have gazillions of different designs and sizes and all kinds of stuff. The one, I'll zoom in over there. Right in front of the television, there's the one on a stand. Whoop, this way. For the Kimberbell mini quilt up there. Okay. That's an Ackfeld wire hanger. Whoop, the other way. Okay. That's Ackfeld wire on that one. So they have them on a stand. And then that's Ackfeld wire that you can hang. That's another one. So I think that's all I have, plus the one that I got in the Liberty box, which is the one I just showed you on that mini quilt. So that's very handy when you're making those. You're welcome, Linda. When you're making those mini quilts from on Wander Lane or anything like that. Just very, very handy. They have seasonal ones. Like I have one that's got a witch's hat. It's in the drawer. Just all kinds of them. They're very cute. I finally got around to hanging it. I had to do some rearranging of some stuff. So I had to move my Stitchuation room sign back over here. Oh, I got a treat for you guys. So Miss Texas, my 1957, it's a Singer featherweight. She has a Texas flag painted on her. And she needed some love at the spa. And I got a call. Yeah, Ackfeld. Yes, Stephanie. Thank you. I got a call from the couple. It's Sherry and her husband. They repair these things. They live like Beaumont, Texas area. Well, they're coming through on Friday. And I'm going to meet them up on I-10 outside of up at the exit to my little town. And I'm going to pick it up from them. But I invited Sherry and her husband to pop into the studio on one of their many trips back and forth between where they live and Bandera to do a little interview and talk to you guys about what they do. So it'll be a pre-recorded, but I'm looking forward to that. So I'm really excited to get Miss Texas back. Her name is Miss Texas because she's a beauty queen for sure. But you have a featherweight that needs some love, Bernadette. Yeah, you thought that was Valerie's nickname, Dave? Valerie's my sidekick. I miss her. I was thinking about her this morning. I need to text her. So anyway, yeah, they're going to come through here, and they're going to an event on the east side of San Antonio. But anyway, all right. So let's go and get into the July Sew Sampler. This is the 100th Sew Sampler box. That's amazing to have been at it for so long, for 100 months. That is just amazing. Yeah. So Bonnie when Bonnie was here last at my house, she took Miss Texas with her when she left and dropped it with Sherry over in Beaumont. So, Jane even says Sherry is fantastic. So you are familiar with her work. So I'm excited to get her back. She had a little bit of she was gifted to me by a lady in the Carolinas, Lady M. She's benefactor of my channel. And when she had been painted, they took her apart. And when they put her back together, she had some pieces weren't in the right order. So I couldn't get the stitch length regulator to stay put. It would constantly was missing a thing, or it was in the wrong order, put back together, whatever. So they got that. And oh, yes, Dee Dee. Whoop, sorry, that jumped. Frito has to come with us in September. Yes, we will be. Matter of fact, you guys, we had a cancellation yesterday. If you want to come to our RV Sew Together, it's September 19th through the 24th. And we're going to have a little RV sewing rally. We're going to have the rally room all to ourselves. And I can't wait to do that. That's going to be fun. Saturday morning, we're going to have a snapplique lesson. And Saturday afternoon, we're going to take a road trip to Ganado, Texas, and go to a quilt store down to Two Chicks Quilting. So we're going to have a lot of fun. Sunny's doing pretty well. I have heard from Sunny, GD. Yeah, Sunny's good, I think. Pretty sure. I don't know. I texted her last weekend and it didn't get delivered, but I think that's because I was out of state and I was in a bad area. But I see her all over the Facebook world. So, all right. So let's get into the sew sampler. So on every sew sampler on your little card on the back, you will get a coupon. So this one has 20% off one order. While I was in Colorado, one of you had asked me if I was going to do the quilted snowman, and I said, no, I didn't think so. Well, Fat Quarter Shop sent me the pattern yesterday. And I looked at it and I said, oh, I want to make that. So you get 20% off of one order. So I might order that kit, right? I might do that. The RV Sew Retreat Bernadette is in El Campo, Texas. And El Campo, where it is it's off, it's in between, it's like in between San Antonio and Houston off of Highway 59. And it's out in what used to be a great big old field. Okay. And it is a beautiful, beautiful RV resort. So the men are going to be hanging out doing their thing in the pool with a swim up bar. There's a lazy river you can float around. I don't think that the Wibbit, the bouncy thing for the kids is going to be open because it's after Labor Day. But it is an amazing RV resort. It is just gorgeous, 100% paved. Yeah. Matter of fact, Margaritaville wanted to purchase that. And the owner said, no, I think I'm going to keep it. It has a lake you can fish at, and it is completely fenced in. It's very safe. So it's really, yeah, Texas is a lot of great big fields. I know, Diana. It's wonderful. It really is. So we're going to have a great time. I think we're going to have an ice cream social the first night to meet everybody. And we are going to, we're going to have a cornhole thing for the guys. And we're all together on, there's like one road that we all park in toward, and then there are some cabins that are available. And I don't know if we've sold all those out. Bonnie knows better than I. So we've got 50 spots, and we've pretty much, maybe we've filled 40 of them so far. So yeah, we're going to have a great time. We really are. So anyway, we sold it out in 4 days, and we're just now getting folks who have had medical come up or whatever, and they can't. All right. So this, the fabric that came in this one is 30s Playtime by Lindsay Cole McCrae at Seams Right. You got not one. So it's 30s little prints, right? 1930s, not two, but 3 little charm packs in here. Adorable stuff. Very, very pretty. Just, you know, the ditzy flowers, the 30s prints. Very pretty, cute stuff, you guys. Very pretty. Love this stuff. Adorable. Just adorable. Bright, happy, lots of fun. So you always get some fabric, which is nice. And there is the little card that comes in here that tells you all about what is in your box. I think these things are like $30 a month, $29.95, I think it is, and shipping. Y'all, these are $10 a piece retail. So there's the cost of the box right there, right? They're definitely a great way to build up your stash. I've got a link to it below in the description box of things that I'm showing today. All right. You also get a glue pen. This goes on blue and dries clear. These are great for curves. If you're going to be stitching curves, which I hate and avoid at all costs like the plague, but if you're going to do curves like a Judy Niemeyer quilt, then glue pen is definitely, they're nice to have where pins don't work sometimes. Okay. And Y'all look at this little tote. Look at this little tote bag. It's from Moda. And how cute is this? Look at that. It's adorable. It's got a little boxy bottom. Okay. So you got a little round tote for all your goodies. Yay. I just love it. So cute. You're going to see it around my stitching room. You always get fun stuff in these boxes. So what a great little thing here. This is cool. And I know I don't need another inch of fabric either, Amy. She says they're all cute, but I don't need any more fabric. You got a 100th anniversary Sew Sampler Stash and Store. These are awesome. These are great to have. I have the Santa box, the Jolly box from Kim Jolly, who she's owner of Fat Quarter Shop. So I have the Jolly box one. This holds a brush, a couple of brushes, some tweezers, and some markers and pencils and whatnot in my little, I have a Lazy Susan right here next to my machine. And here is the Spooky Box exclusive. So this one glows in the dark. That's kind of cool. Not that I sew in the dark, but that's neat. And so now here's a blue one. I'm going to take it to the coast and put it down at my machine down there at our coast house. So that's kind of cool. Nice. We got a Woven Star Quilt Foundation paper. So if you want to make this, these seem really intimidating without this stuff. So if you ever have a pattern or whatever, these are awesome. But you can just do, you can take, so how these work, they tell you what fabric to put down, and then you just stitch and go, and you follow the numbers, okay? It's great stuff. So you can do an entire quilt of these. This will make a whole quilt, or you can make as much as you want out of those 30s, because these are designed for, this makes 4-inch blocks. You've got 5-inch charm squares, okay? So that's great. I might play with that. I'm not a fan of foundation, but you like those sew papers, Bernadette. Yeah. Okay. So, and then they have the 5 Stars Table Runner pattern. Look at this. 5, and that's using all of those little prints. How cute is that? I love this. So there's those stars right there. They've got them in here. That's those stars. So I think this is a lot bigger than it looks in the picture. 16.5 by 64.5. That's a pretty big table runner. That's nice. Love this. Be beautiful in Christmas fabrics and fall fabrics, right? You enjoy foundation paper piecing. I don't like tearing them away. We're getting ready to put a video together of Keith finishing up Sculliver, which is a legit kits foundation paper piecing. Yeah. And then there is Peaceful Baskets. This is block number 4. They generally will do like a block of the month pattern. And so people who get this they choose their own fabrics, and then they do the Peaceful Baskets. Or you can get the kits from Fat Quarter Shop if you want. So that's really nice. So that's a good little box, isn't it? A little stash and store, and the tote. I love the tote. The tote's adorable. Just adorable. Love this. Love this. Plus 3. Ooh, 3 of those. I got to incorporate that. Excuse me. Itchy nose, itchy nose. All righty. So I also got the, I got the collectible Christmas wedge. What do I do with mine? There they are. Let's open these up. See what this one is all about. This is a monthly subscription from Me Time. They've got a new one they came out with too. And this is for you embroiderers or those who want to be an embroiderer. You're guaranteed success with these things. They have the best instructions in the industry. This is a sister company to Kimberbell. So this month has the little house, and you can make a little house ornament. Very, very cute. Okay. And you get all of the goodies right along with it. Let me turn my light on. There we go. I like that. I love that hot light. Oh my goodness. That's one of the best money spent, y'all. You watch the replay and love the background quilting. Will Embrilliance remove hidden stitches when you put applique on it? Yes, ma'am. Sure will, Debbie. You betcha. Yep. So it'll either remove the stitches by creating a tie off. More likely, though, it will create a long jump stitch under the applique. More likely, yeah. Which is better. Then you don't have all those knots, right? So, okay. So you will get the, you'll get your pre-quilted wedge. This is pre-quilted. You just put this in the hoop, okay, and just go for it. You don't need any stabilizer or anything, I don't think. You can use tearaway, I imagine, if you wanted to, depending on the size of what you're. I think it's a 5x7. All right, and then you will get all of your pre-cut fabrics to make the house design. It's applique. You get a piece of glitter vinyl in here with it, and you get a piece of Grow Gain ribbon. I always want to say Rogaine ribbon. Oh my goodness. I don't have a video on that, Debbie. How to, what now? Debbie, okay. You purchased the Designs by Juju baby quilt. You're trying to find my video on how to take the design and put it in your Scan and Cut. You can't find it. Look for a video on my channel or just YouTube and I'll pop up, and it's create SVG in Embrilliance. And that will tell you how to do that. Create SVG in Embrilliance. You essentially just click on the placement line for the shape, whatever it's going to be, and go down to the color chip and click that. Thread dialog box pops up and it says color and applique or thread and applique. There's your applique tab and you can save it. Really easy to do. Once you see it, you'll be like, oh, I got this. Yeah. All right. And you got your little hoop, non-standard size hoop, always with Kimberbell, to make your little ornament. And then there is also, let's see, to hang the ornament, you got your little thread and a bead. Very cute stuff. So that's cool. I meant to take all of these with me up to Colorado, give them to my grandbaby and let her make them. And yeah, just create SVG with Embrilliance. Just search that in YouTube and it'll pop up. I've got one with one of her Halloween table things or a wall hanging or something. It's a cat and you can see that. Pretty quick and easy to do. You'll like it. Yeah, SVG. Yep. Scalable vector graphic. You bet. Okay. So you guys want to sew some? I got to get some stitching done. I'm here yakking with you guys. I'm not getting a thing done. Let me get this out of the way. Oh, I got stuff everywhere. I am going to mail it to her. You're making those, Bernadette, and you love them? Good. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I want to mail them to her. We've almost got the whole year already, right? For that Christmas tree skirt. And then we can FaceTime it together. We can do that. It's nice having the same machine as her. I have the NQ3700D. She has the NQ3550W, which they're identical except for the outside color of the case. And I've got Disney on this one. So it ends in October. Yeah, that's right. So we're getting close. Go sew something, Candace says. Living vicariously through me. Yeah, we got to do that. We got to live vicariously through each other. Why not? So the plan today definitely is to get Happy Halloween off the long arm. I'd love to get it fully bound. That would be ideal, right? We'll see. I was looking at my calendar last night. I'm not going anywhere for 6 weeks. I was like, yay! But, I mean, I've got things to do. Going to San Antonio August, is it 26th and 27th for All Brands Academy? But that's just down the road, okay? And so thank you, Catherine. Yeah. So Juju has a video on how to do that. So you can see those. Yeah. how to put those in and remove stitches and all that. Oh, good. Kathy got her Bear Tracks pattern and kit. Good for you. Yeah, I told them. Oh, good. Awesome. Quilted Witch. Yay. I told them, I said, you guys need to make kits for this. They'll all sell, I promise. And I guess they couldn't get around to it. That's okay. All right, so I have done the first bit of the head on the sheep. So let's get to this, shall we? I'm looking for my glasses in the camera. I had them on my head earlier. Where'd they go? Yo, that's annoying. I'll be right back. Oh. Okay. Frito is asleep. That little peanut butter thing put her down, Dave. Let me get that pin off the floor. No pins are allowed on the floor. Where are we at here? All right, I have the right ear unit complete. Now, draw a diagonal line across the back of 3 beige T squares. All right. So this is a stitch and flip method, sew and flip method that you hear Pat Sloan talking about, and it's all throughout Corey Yoder's patterns. Let me get my T squares. So I do mine the exact same way, but I have a different philosophy behind them. Okay. And if you're new here, so the way in garment sewing, there is a term called turn of cloth. And turn of cloth is that amount of space when a piece of fabric folds, like on a pointed shirt collar. When a piece of fabric folds, it needs enough room to be able to fold over. And that room, that space, and it might be just a couple of threads, is called the turn of cloth. And that's in couture garment sewing. They talk about that. So that is the exact same concept that is in the sew and flip method when you are making points, whether it's flying geese, square and a square, snowballing, whatever it is you're doing. So, and especially here, when you're making this, and if you are making this quilt, be sure to match these guys right there in that corner. Okay, they need to match right there. That can make you crazy, but what I did was I went ahead and marked the 1/4 inch on both pieces, on the right sides of both pieces, and then stabbed them together with a pin horizontal, held it horizontally and pinned it that way. But when you are doing, and if you've been here a minute, you've heard me, but you know, I'm getting new subscribers all the time. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's free and great for the channel. So let me turn on my iron. The concept is that, where's my little, here it is. So when you draw a line on the back side of these blocks, you put the ruler corner to corner, okay? So I'm applying a garment sewing concept to quilting, okay? You put the ruler corner to corner, and then you take your marker, whether it's a pencil or whatever, this is a friction fine liner, and you draw a line beside the ruler, okay? You can't see it, but it's there. I'll turn it. So I've drawn a line. I'll just take this off. I've drawn a line right next to, because the ruler's corner to corner, so the line is not. The line is right next to corner to corner, okay? So it's not quite center, which means one of these triangles is larger than the other one. So the one that's larger, if the ruler's corner to corner, the triangle that's larger is the one that's under my hand, and the piece that's hanging out is smaller. So I'm going to make a mark on that so I know which one is smaller. That's the one that's going to be cut off when it's time to cut. Am I doing that right? Let me double check. Yes. Draw a diagonal line, T squares. Okay, use sew, stitch and flip method to sew. So it matters which side you cut off. And that concept is not taught in quilting. It matters which side you cut off because of the turn of cloth. So I always mark my short side, okay? Because when you're marking 50 of these or 100 of them at a time, then they get, stacked and turned and who knows what. And the line is so close to center, it's hard to know. So I mark them like this. All right. The deal is that now there is enough room for this larger one to fold over and meet where it needs to. Okay. So that matters. I'm marking the back. Yes, I'm marking the back. I know it looks like a white on white, but there's the front. See how you can really tell the difference if I show you the front. So mark the short side. That's the side that's going to be cut off. So I need to take piece G. Let me get that. Let's see here. And I need to put one of those down in, let me get the right side here. Hold on, I need to press this out. Okay. So I'm going to take piece G. Hard to see this. If you get a little black light, sometimes you can see the white on white better on the front. See that? You can't on the back. So depends on what kind of paint they used on that fabric. So, all right. So I know the piece with the mark on it is the piece that's going to be cut off. So that goes over here in this corner. Okay. So I'm putting a T on a G. And if I stitch it, they want me to sew, stitch and flip. So now I'm going to sew directly on the line. And I've got my diagonal seam tape on the bed of my machine. Probably running out of bobbin. All right. So because that line was not exactly corner to corner, okay, now I have got room. We want to maintain the integrity of the base shape. So the base shape should look the same. You don't want this. You don't want that hanging over like that, okay? It needs to be exactly where it is, all right? So maintain, it should look the same front and back, just different colors. So now I have room to, in the turn of cloth, I can match these points exactly. Again, they look the same, okay? So what I'm going to do is finger press this. And another thing with stitch and flip is you always press before you cut. Don't cut first. Because if you cut first, you don't know, you can't maintain the integrity of the base shape if there's nothing to match it to. All right. So you always press first. So let's press. And I press on my pressing tools. I have a seam roll. This seam roll prevents the seam allowance from pressing through and being seen, the indentation. Okay. It's a nice little tool. These are from Gray Rooster. I've got them linked below. Best in the industry, you guys. Very best. My son wanted to make some. I said, no, you wait for him to retire and then you can make them. All right. So now this knows where it's going to stay. If you don't use a clapper yet in your quilting, I highly recommend you incorporate one. So now this is right. And it looks identical front and back. I've maintained the integrity of the base shape. And now, and I didn't have to pull it or torque it or anything to get it to fit. If I had put the shorter side, the side with the mark over here, it wouldn't be enough fabric to reach up and fold and match the point. That's the whole thing right there. All right, so let's get this cut. I'm going to cut, leave a 1/4 inch seam. See, you've got to fold it first and press it. Otherwise, how would I know where that goes? I'd be guessing. And I don't like to guess. So now when I fold it up, This piece is still the exact same size. It's just two different fabrics now. Okay. So that's the beauty of that method. And when it gets explained, y'all, I used to fight with flying geese and square and a square and all that. I used to fight with it terrible until one day, you know how a thought just goes bing. And I was like, oh my gosh, the turn of cloth will allow that to fold over. I just need to identify which is the larger side. So the side with the mark is the piece that's going to be cut off. So what do we got? Dumb questions? We don't have dumb questions in here at all. So I cut away my extra pieces and they go in waste. I don't have time. I don't have space. I don't have the bandwidth to manage that kind of stuff. Okay. All right. So, all right. So I've got that one. And now I need to sew an S to this piece. Okay. And if you're new to quilting, there are these things from the Fat Quarter Shop. They're called alphabetties. And they are little plastic 1-inch tiles with alphabet on them. And I put a little fusible fleece. I just hot glue a piece of fusible fleece. I actually get a whole big strip of fusible fleece. And then I just glue these to the strip and then cut the strip apart. But that prevents them from sliding around on your fabrics. And they don't come off unless you bump your project board and it all goes to the ground. Well, you're welcome. Yeah, that's a crafty life. So that's really important to understand the concept of why is it that some fit and some don't. Because if your ruler's corner to corner, the line is not. And mark the short side and then iron first and maintain the integrity of the base shape. The base shape is not supposed to change. And if it's wonky on the corners, it has changed. That's not the idea. All right. And so feed dogs. If you're an embroiderer, you're trying to become a quilter, feed dogs on your sewing machine will pull the lower fabric through quicker. So I'm going to match these exactly. Okay. When you cut, that is an important thing to cut correctly. I prefer Quilter Select rulers, but they're pricey. I understand that. Just be consistent with whatever ruler you're using. So a stitching technique I learned, again, in the garment sewing industry. They don't use pins in industry because they don't have time. So to prevent the bottom fabric from being pulled through quicker than the top, they do a method where you go thumb under, fingers on top, and roll it toward the needle, and that will prevent the lower fabric from being pulled through faster. I do put a pin just to keep that. Because those ends will want to dance around. If you don't do this, your lower fabric will be pulled through quicker, and then your ends won't meet. So again, maintain the integrity of the base shape. Okay. And if you're stitching and you've got points and you might have some waving going on, trust your straight lines. Your straight lines are the ones that are right. Don't sew to the wave. Sew to the straight line. Okay. Are there different alphabetties? Yes. Oh, Patricia, I don't know. I've never seen cardboard ones. The alphabetties I got are from the Fat Quarter Shop, and they're plastic. I'm sure those cardboard ones will work just fine. Wouldn't worry about it. So, and then I'm a fan of pressing my seam, finger pressing it before I iron it. I need my bigger seam roll. Hold on a second. I got to get it off the ironing board. Let's see if I can get through here without bumping the camera and tearing the laptop off the table here. Okay. I got it. So those are just some very basic sewing concepts for quilting that are just not taught in quilting classes. And it makes me crazy when I think about all of the classes I took to learn how to quilt and nobody explained that. And then I was doing a Nancy Rink quilt called Getting to Know Hugh, which was way beyond my skill level. And I fussed and I fussed and I fussed with that. And it was in that quilt that it finally struck me. And I said, oh, well, duh. And once I got that, then I could verbalize it and tell you guys about it. And it's been smooth sailing ever since. Now that quilt, I got I did do all of the blocks around the outside, but the star block in the middle was too much for me. So I gave it to my quilty buddy, Lisa. That's Betty Boop if she's in here. And she finished it. And she brought it here last time they came to visit. And I started to cry when I saw it. I gave her the backing and sent her on her way. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing. Awesome. So this looks good. Looking good. Love it, love it. I love these. I call them like puzzle quilts. All right, I need to put the sheep's head, the right ear unit, to this. So again, if this was not straight, I would pin it and make sure that my 1/4 inch was based on this straight edge right here. Okay. Trust the straight edge. Don't stitch to curves. That matters, right? I think it does. So what fusible and not just batting? Why fusible and not just batting? I guess you could, Betsy. I just use the fusible fleece because it's thinner. Oh, yay. I'm glad to hear that, Cindy. That makes me happy. Thank you so much. Yeah, when you start employing, my big thing has always been people need to understand why they're doing something. That makes a difference. What are my other squares for my marked? What were your other squares for you marked? I don't understand. Yeah, trust the straight edge. Yeah, Carol. That's what straight edges are more true than because these things curve, right? Okay. All right, you guys, here's another concept. I got bigger on top. See how I've got extra on top? Bigger on bottom, baggy on bottom. I've heard both. All right, so I'm going to sew, because the feed dogs pull the fabric through faster on the bottom than the top. So I'm going to sew the bottom. I'm going to sew the bigger part down. And that's going to give me an even piece. It's easing is what, if you're in garment sewing, you're easing the fabric in using the feed dogs. Oh, good, Jeannie. Make my day, girlfriend. 84 flying geese. Ah, right. So see, I've got extra space. No bueno. So I am going to, where I've got a seam, I'm going to put this and I'm just going to kind of pin it in the middle loosely, hold it down and give it an idea of where I want it to stay together. So let's stitch this now. So, yeah. So, I'm sorry, Ellen. Yes, you can bring the new backdrops into Embroidery and it will delete the software will delete the stitching underneath. It might just make some ginormous jump stitches, which you can get rid of if you want, but I wouldn't. You won't see that stitching underneath. That software does that automatically. All right. I'm out of bobbin. I lost it, bobbin. I knew I was going to, did someone say feed the dog? That's going to be at 8 o'clock, Dave. I'm out of bobbin thread. Yep. Almost made it. I got halfway through. I got to make some bobbins. My little ladybug is empty. I don't think I have any more in here. Nope. Empty. All right. There we go. It's always something, y'all. It's always something. Yeah, tell you why. Yep, absolutely, Patty. I think people just learn better if they understand why something. When I used to train airmen, I would tell them, I'd give them a little history lesson of why this is like this and why it needs to change and why. And I think that people just learn better like that. So this is Essential Pro. It's a poly matte. It's a matte poly thread from Connecting Threads. If you've got one of these straight stitch machines, whether it's the Brother or the Baby Lock or Juki, they love this thread. They love it. So I want to put my little cone on. I mean, my thread net, so it doesn't fly off. Where's my, I just wrapped that up. Why did I do that? I'm going to put this on from the bottom. I have a Hema Pro bobbin winder. Okay. All right. I can't see this thread because it's gray. There we go. I had gray thread on the last for my bobbin winder because of my long arm, making bobbins for my long arm. I've got a gray bobbin thread on that Happy Halloween quilt. That's not going to work. Let me tie these through there. All right. And that didn't work at all. Why did I do that? Ah! Okay. I have a little tub here of empty bobbins. And I usually make about 10 or so. So I've got a couple of strange colors in here, like a pink. You never know when I'm going to need that. All right. Where's my snips? Story of my life, you guys. Get to going and boom. I knew that was going to happen. I just knew it. All right. So this Hema Pro bobbin winder, it has a little gizmo on the back where I got to slip this through. There's a thread guide there. And then I like to run the thread twice around that tension disc. I don't know why. I just feel like I get a better wind, a more even wind with twice. Dave, did you ever figure out what was going on with your 10 needle? And then I do like 10 winds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ish. And then let's see here. This is always tricky, y'all. Okay. And there's a cutter, and then I just press start. And this thing has a little screw knob right here where you can move these little black things, and it's a sensor, and it'll stop automatically. It's very handy. So that's the same bobbin winder your 10 needle came with. Okay. Yeah, I love this thing. I use pre-rounds for embroidery as well, Carol. No, Michelle, I don't know. Maybe somebody can answer Michelle's question. The feeding piece broke off. Oh, you're supposed to stop. Why didn't you? Why didn't it stop? It was stopping the last time I did this. I don't know why. Oh, there's a little pin where you put that slot in the bobbin. That might have been the problem. I don't know. Yeah. It shouldn't be that hard, right? Shouldn't be that hard. Yeah. I don't think that'll fit in the bobbin case. Use the Juki to wind bobbins. Yeah. That's a good t-shirt right there, Cynthia. I love it. I don't know why it's getting I don't feel like stopping when I need to attitude. I just knew I was going to need to do this. This little ladybug is from Smart Needle. So cute. It just holds on to my bobbins. But this thing makes bobbin winding a breeze. I just like to have a whole bunch of them ready. I had a Janome 7 needle, and it had an onboard bobbin winder that was fantastic. I really liked that thing. I could use the onboard on the PQ 1500 here on my little machine, but I end up doing it as part of a, I just need to get it done kind of thing, and I just do a whole bunch of them at once. So, Melinda, what size bobbin do I use for the PQ 1500? These are size L. The metal for the L. I always remember because the long arm uses size M. And to remember which is which, it's opposite. To me, the L would be large, and it's not. For the large bobbins that you need to put on the long arm. And L for long arm, but no, that's not how that works. Let's see, it's navy blue. So I'm just going to sit here and fill my, oh, the core is a different size on the Innova. No kidding. I didn't know that. So you can't get standard stuff, huh? Interesting. That I heard that Innova is a good machine. Y'all, I tell you what, the more familiar I get with Pro Stitcher, I am loving this King Quilter 2 from Sewing Machines Plus. Absolutely loving it. You think the M is mega? Okay. That works, Kyle. Yeah. Don't confuse your long arm takes L bobbins, K. Okay. L is for little and M is for massive. Good idea. There you go. Yep. This thing was stopping when it was supposed to. I guess it just gets an attitude and you have to figure it out, right? Whatever day it is. Was it, Debbie? Yeah, those Innovas are cool. I have seen those at the Houston Quilt Festival. They look amazing. Yeah. Okay. What'd you do today? Well, I watched Becky make bobbins. That was very exciting. Very exciting. Something we got to do. Yeah. I like that. L is for little and M is for massive. Yeah, the standard machines take the class 15. So I got 3 sets of bobbins around here. Let me go a little further. There we go. All right, that's enough for now. I've got one more on my ladybug, so let me get that. And then it's got a little hole in it for your scissors. Y'all, you do not need this, but they are so fun. They make your sewing room fun. So normally I'll fill this up and I fill the rest of my bobbins and put them in this little thread cup. This is from Missouri Star. Just cute stuff that makes your sewing room happy, you know? All right. There's our 8 o'clock bell. Cool. Those backstops, it's almost as far in as it can go, but it was working just fine. The last time I did this. Oh, you know what? It's set for the long arm. That's what it is. Yeah. I'm not going to fiddle with it. I'll just keep an eye on it. So, all right. There we go. Awesome. I'll do the rest of these when we get done. So, all right, you guys, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I hope you enjoyed your time here. I hope it inspires you to put something under the needle today and go work with your power tool. Okay. I will see you tomorrow. You guys have a blessed day. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Go sew something. Bye.